was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Chargers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Marcus Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 2nd and 12, Allen. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. And this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. And graduated the Naval Academy. Back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run once more with Dillon. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And right away, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. This is a counter play, Eckler. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And take it right on the 30. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Dillon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down at about the length of the football. Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Chris Rumph coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. pulled in at the 24. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Tyquan Thornton, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. But that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, they're going to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On play action, Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Allen. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Diggs going in motion right. On 2nd down, Dillon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as he'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Here's Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Dillon now on 1st and 10. To about the 26 here. Asante Samuel able to make the play defensively. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? Allen now looks to throw. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. It's hauled in by Hardy. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 yards for number 11.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll run here with Dillon. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. A.J. Dillon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Chargers 7.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. More from L.A. in a moment.
The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this 3rd down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Herbert. Going back to Allen. He's got him again. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To the air again, Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and 3. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's got a man, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 23.
It's a gain of 27 yards. And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Herbert throwing again. And it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before half for Allen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. But to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he fires one incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Herbert back to the air. He's got his man, Thornton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 29 yards. And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Fields this way up at the 17. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand-new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And, Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Defensively, 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Allen. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 16. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Herbert off of play action. He finds his target, Allen. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another first down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Try to punch it in with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler taking it in from 2 yards out. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and 9. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And a little floater there is incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
On third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on first down. Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Running off tackle with Cook. Powering forward. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he gets this to Thornton. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. It's Eckler again. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 79 yards on the ground for Eckler here, and that's a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Allen. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Now Allen, gotta have this one. He's got an open man. It's Diggs on the comebacker. Finding space at the 40. Now he's loose at the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
The slot man in motion right. Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now because anytime you see the ball heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath, and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Diggs in motion left. Allen. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they had the big second half.